let's do a yoga practice working to an inversion of shoulder stand. It was a requested practice to do an inversion class, and I like to teach inversions that I know pretty well, so we're going to work towards shoulder stand today. We are obviously going to flow through some vinyasas and movement before we get to shoulder stand, preparing the body to take the shoulder stand. Alright, so let's begin. We're going to begin seated on our mats. Get yourself comfortable. We want to create a really grounded feeling through our hips and our legs, and then finding length up through the spine, and the crown of the head heads up towards the sky or the roof. Roll those shoulders down away from the ears, and then just resting the hands on the legs. You can have them hands down for a more grounded feeling, or palms faced up if you want to welcome in some energy. So choose what feels best for you. And then when you're ready, just close down your eyes, and we're just going to begin to tune into the breath and into the body. Noticing how it feels to be in your body today. Are there any sensations in the body that you, maybe some kinks that you feel like you might like to work on today? There's no right or wrong here, it's just simply tuning in and getting to know how it's feeling. And then tuning into the breath, noticing what your breath is doing. What is the portal that you are breathing through? Is it your nose or your mouth? Again, there's no right or wrong, we're just simply observing. And then where in the body is the breath landing? Are you feeling it mostly in your stomach, in your ribs, or in your chest? Or maybe somewhere else within the body? Again, there's no right or wrong, we're just simply beginning to observe. Follow the breath as you breathe in, and then follow it as you breathe out. The breath is going to be our anchor point today in each and every move, and we're going to move with the breath. So it's really vital we begin this class by just really tuning in and starting to become aware of it. Then when we're ready, we're going to take your hands and place them on your knees, palms face down. And we're going to begin to take some cat-cow type movements. So as you inhale, bringing that chest forward through the gate of the arms, opening up through that heart space, shoulders moving back. And then as you exhale, round through the shoulders, round through the belly, creating a C type shape with the back. Inhale, coming forward and through the gates of the arms, and then exhale, rounding away. And you can see that already we're beginning to tune into that breath and connect the movement and the breath together. Now we're going to make this movement a little bigger now. So as you inhale and bring that chest forward and through the arms, we're going to take the chest over the right knee, opening up through the center, over the left, and then beginning to curl back and away. Inhale, coming forward over the right knee, and exhale back. Noticing how this movement is feeling, and if there's any places you want to hold the pose, then do so. Maybe you feel a kink there, maybe you just need to work through a certain area. Just listening to your body. And then when we come back, we're going to pause here for a moment. And then we're going to switch and go the opposite direction. So chest coming over that left knee to the right. Exhaling, rounding away. And then pausing in the center again, and then lifting up to sit with a long spine. From here, we're going to roll over onto our hands and knees. So bringing those hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips and tabletop. And then tucking the toes of the right foot, and we're going to send that foot back towards the back of the mat. On an inhale, lift that foot up in line with the hips. Then take the left hand, extend it out long. Pausing here, breathing. Just beginning to tune into some balance here. As we come to inversions, we are balancing. So turning on that core as we hold. On your next exhale, round through the spine and bring the elbow and the knee to meet. Inhale, find length, and exhale, curl it in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl it in. 2 more times, moving with your breath. And you don't have to go as fast as me, you can go as fast or as slow as your breath is. And then extending it out, pausing here again. Before dropping the left hand, taking the right foot to the mat, kickstand that left leg and open up to the right side of the mat. Taking that right arm and reaching it over the head, so you've got a long line from the foot to the hand. And then on an inhale, lifting up. So keeping that knee and that foot grounded. And then from here, we're going to take our right hand down our right leg and reach the left arm over. So creating a side stretch through that left side of the body. Cartwheel the hands back down to the mat and bringing that right foot in. So coming back to your tabletop, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Tuck the left toes, send the foot back. On your inhale, lift the foot up in line with the hip. Activate that core and send the right arm out long. Looking down at a spot just in front of you so that your neck is nice and long. Breathing here. Beginning to find some balance. On your next exhale, bring the knee and the elbow to meet. Inhale, take it long. Exhale, bringing it in. Inhale, taking it long. Again, remembering here, you move in your own time, at your own pace, with your own breath. One more time. Pausing here. Then dropping the right hand, kickstand that right leg, left foot comes to the mat, opening up to the side. Take that left hand, reach it over the head, creating that side stretch from the foot to the hand. And then lifting up on an inhale. Taking that left hand down the left leg and reaching the right arm overhead. Side stretch up that right side of the body. Cartwheel the hands back down to the mat and coming back through tabletop. Walking the hands in front of you slightly, tucking the toes, and then we're going to begin to lift the knees off the mat and send the hips up to the sky for our first downward dog. So in our first downward dog, we always like to move a little bit, so walk your dog, lifting one heel, then the other, maybe moving your hips, whatever feels good for you here. And then when you're ready to find some stillness, take a wee bend into the legs and find length through the spine. Once you've found that length, then you can begin to straighten through the legs.
Now at any point in time, if you need to, you can come back to down dog, or you can come to child's pose within your practice. Those are your options for pausing and just breathing. On your next inhale, we're going to roll through the spine and come to a plank position. Bend the knees, sending the hips back and up towards the sky. Move with your breath here. So inhale, coming forward and through to a plank, bending the knees, sending the hips back and then up towards the sky. Moving in your own time, at your own pace, with your breath. Taking one more round of this. And then from here, we're going to bend the knees, look between the hands and step forward. Inhale, lift up to halfway, creating a long line through the spine. And then exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, reach those arms up overhead as you lift up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding your Tadasana here, so we're going to ground down through the feet. Your big toes can be together, your heels slightly apart, or your feet hips distance, whatever feels best for you. Ground down into the feet, tilt the tailbone under ever so slightly, roll those shoulders down away from the ears, palms face forward. On your next inhale, we're going to reach those arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale, finding a half lift. And then exhale, plant the hands and step the right foot back. Grounding down into that heel of the right foot. And then as we inhale, we're going to lift up for Warrior One. So our knee is going to come over our front ankle. Our back foot is pointing towards the top of the right corner of your mat. If it doesn't feel okay in your body for your back foot to be grounded, you can just come up onto the toes in a high lunge position, whichever feels good for you. Then drop your shoulders down away from your ears and breathe here. Sweep the hands down to the mat and step the left foot back, coming into a plank. Lower the knees, the chest and the chin, and then push through for a baby cobra and exhale back to your down dog. Inhale, lifts the right leg. Exhale, sweeps it through, knee towards the nose, pausing here. And then step that foot between the hands. Ground down through that left foot, reaching up for Warrior One. Can you release the shoulders down away from your ears a little more? Hands come down to the mat, stepping that back foot forward, come into your half lift, finding length through the spine, and exhale, fold over the legs. Ground down into the feet, arms come up overhead as you inhale, and exhale, hands come down. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fold forward. Find length in your half lift, then plant your hands, step that right foot back. Inhale, lifts you up. Warrior One. And this time as we exhale, we're going to take our back foot parallel to the short side of the mat and open up through the arms for a Warrior Two. Our hips are tracking towards the right side of the mat. Turn that front palm face up as you inhale, reach forward, and then exhale, sending it back and taking your right hand down your right leg for a reverse warrior. Lifting up and circling the hands down to the mat. Stepping back into your plank. Knees, chest and chin. Inhale, push through for cobra. And exhale back to your down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee towards the chest. Step it forward. Lower that back foot, lifting up into your warrior one. Breathe in here. Then turning that back foot parallel to the short side of the mat, opening up for warrior two. Turn the front palm face up and reverse your warrior. Inhale and exhale, sweeping those hands down to the mat. Stepping that back foot forward, find length in your half lift and fold over the legs. Ground out into the feet, reaching those arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step the left foot back this time. Lower that foot, lift up into your warrior one. Shoulders down away from the ears. Pausing and breathing here. This time we're going to sweep our hands back behind us, interlock your fingers and open up through the chest. Releasing the hands, coming down and stepping that right foot back for a plank. Now option here, you can come through knees, chest and chin again, or you can lower the knees, bring the chest forward over the hands so that your elbows are in line with your wrists. Lower down halfway in a chaturanga, push through for a cobra, and exhale back to your down dog. Inhale, lifts the left leg. Exhale, bringing the knee towards the nose. Pausing here. Activating that core. Then stepping that foot forward, lowering the back foot and lifting up for your warrior one on this side. Shoulders relax away from the ears. Use that exhale to let you relax a little bit more into it. Then sweep the hands behind you, clasping the fingertips, open up through the chest. Maybe you can open a little bit more on this side. Looking up towards the sky. Then releasing the hands, coming down to the mat, stepping forward, finding that half lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Ground down into the feet, reaching up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lifts the hands. Exhale, folds you forward. Inhale, finding length. Then stepping that left foot back again. Lowering the foot to the mat, lifting up for your warrior one. Exhales, opens you up for your warrior two. Turn that front palm face up and reverse your warrior. Coming back through center on an inhale. And this time we're going to take our elbow to our right knee, sweep the left hand overhead for side angle. Now option to stay here or option to take your hand to the mat. Circling that left hand down and stepping back into your plank. Now option to come through knees, chest and chin, option to come through a half chaturanga, or option to come through a full chaturanga. Meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, lifts that left leg. Exhale, knee towards the nose. Pause here a moment. Step that left foot forward. Lower the back foot, lifting up. Opening up to the right side for your warrior two. Gaze coming out over that front middle finger. Turn the palm face up, reverse your warrior. Inhale lifts you up, and exhale, side angle. Remembering your option to keep your hand on your knee, your elbow on your knee, or taking the hand to the mat. Right hand comes down, stepping back through your plank. Lowering down in your chaturanga. Inhale for your cobra, and exhale to meet in downward dog. Inhale, bend the knees up between the hands and step forward. Find length in your half lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Ground down into the feet, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Turn to face the long side of your mat, and we're going to step the feet wide. Bringing the heels in towards one another, feet pointing out to either corner of your mat, and then we're going to begin to sink the hips down for goddess pose. And you might like to rock a little side to side as you come into this pose. I need to open up through the hips. Then taking the arms up overhead, and exhale, bend at the elbows, open through the chest. Breathing here. Now on your next inhale, we're going to come up onto the toes. Exhale, lower the heels down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. This time we're going to inhale, lift, and hold. Breathe here. Exhale, lower the heels. Inhale, lengthen through the legs, lengthen through the arms, then send the hands behind you on the exhale, clasping at the fingers, open through the chest, looking up, and then as you exhale, fold over the legs. You might like to shift your feet to become parallel to the mat for this one. Now sending those hands up and over you. Not literally, but metaphorically. Taking the action of sending them towards me. Inhale, lifting up, coming up through center, open through the heart, releasing the hands, and coming back to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, exhale, fold forward. Find that half lift, then plant the hands and step back through your plank. Coming down and chaturanga. Inhale into cobra. Exhale into downward dog. Bend the knees, look between the hands, and step forward to sit. Bringing the feet out in front of you, we're going to take the arms long and then exhale, lower down onto your mat, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming to rest. Walk those feet in a little closer, so they're right behind your bottom. Your fingertips should just graze the backs of the heels. Grounding down into the feet, and into the shoulders and into the hands. And as you inhale, begin to tilt that pelvis up and then lifting the hips up towards the sky. Breathing here. Exhale, lower down. We're really beginning to prepare here for our shoulder stand. So we're going to utilize this move in a few different ways. So this time as we inhale, we're going to tilt the pelvis, reach the arms up overhead and send them back. And then as you exhale, lower the hands as you lower the hips. Moving with your breath. So inhale, lifting up, opening up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more times, moving with your breath. And then this time we're going to hold it up there. Breathing. Now you can bring those hands down back alongside you, clasping the hands underneath the hips, lifting those hips up a little bit more and walking the shoulders in under the body so you can really open up here. Then from here, we're going to come onto the tippy toes of that right foot. Really ground down into the left leg. Now see if you can really ground down into that left leg and bring that right knee into the chest. Find length in that right leg, sending the toes up towards the sky. Holding here, tuning in with your breath. Then bending that right knee in and lowering it down to the mat. Grounding down into the right foot this time. Coming up onto the tippy toes of the left. Bring that left knee into the chest and then send that left leg up long. Bend the left leg in and then lower the foot to the mat. Lift up through those hips one more time. Then unclasp the hands and lower down to the mat. Bringing the feet together, allowing those knees to drop open in butterfly and taking one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart. And just noticing, feeling, what is your heart doing? And just allowing yourself a moment of reset. And bringing the knees back together, feet onto the mat. And we're going to begin to extend one leg up towards the sky and then the other. Now, if here feels good for you today, you're welcome to stay here. If you want to come into a shoulder stand, then that's where we're going to go next. So, doing whatever feels right for you in your body is really important here. If you are going to come into shoulder stand, we're going to begin to lift those hips up towards the sky, taking the hands and bringing them onto the hips, walking them up, down the back a little bit, finding a place of comfort, extending the legs up towards the sky, elbows coming in towards one another, breathing here. Now we want our neck to stay long, so make sure that you keep it straight, not looking side to side, just simply breathing here in your shoulder stand. Now option if you feel really balanced here, to extend one hand along the mat, maybe just for a moment, and bringing it back and extending the other hand, just for a moment. Bringing the hands back, breathing, pausing in your shoulder stand. And then from here, we're going to begin to bend the legs at the hips, or lower them down to the mat behind you for plow. Now option here to take the clasp of the hands again, extending them behind you. And then option to walk those feet in a little bit so that your knees are bent around your ears. Just doing what feels best for you here. Feel like length feels good for me today. And releasing the clasp of the hands, bringing them down to the hips. And we're going to slowly roll down the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Taking your time to come back down to the mat. Bringing the soles of the feet to the mat. And just pausing here. We're going to take our hands under our hips, extend the legs long, and then lifting up onto the elbows here. Opening up through the front of the chest in fish pose. So elbows are walking in underneath the body so that you can open up through the front body. And releasing down and coming back to the mat. Keeping that left leg extended and bringing the right knee in towards the chest. We're going to take that left hand to the right knee, take our right arm out beside us in the T shape, and then taking that right knee over the left leg for a twist. Your gaze can stay at the sky or you can take it out over that right arm. And inhale brings you back through center. Extending that right leg and then bringing the left knee into the chest. Right hand to left knee, left hand out to a T beside you, and then taking that left knee over the right for your twist. Gaze coming out over the left elbow, shoulder this time. And coming back through center and an inhale. Bringing those knees into the chest and giving them a really big hug. Now here is the time where you can take any final movements you feel you need. Maybe it's a happy baby, maybe it's some other twist, maybe it's thread a needle, whatever feels good for you here. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring the feet to the mat. Extend the legs long, allow those feet to just drop open. Arms come down beside you, palms faced up, and just letting go and relaxing in your Shavasana. This is your time and space to just simply be. to lengthen the inhales and the exhales. Taking some movements through your fingers and your toes. Making that movement bigger through the wrists and the ankles. Taking a full body stretch, reaching long. Before rolling to the right side and just pausing at your right side for a moment of gratitude. Find something you're grateful for today. And then when you're ready, making your way up to seated. Bringing the palms together in front of the heart. Hands to the forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. Hands to the heart, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. And hands to the mouth, reminding us to have clear and loving communication. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this yoga practice with me today. If you enjoyed it, then hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see more videos like this, then hit the subscribe button. And give me a comment. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, and I can create classes for you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.